Joined now by Democratic Congressman John Garamendi of California, a member of the House Armed Services Committee. Thank you for coming to the table this morning. Let's start with the War Powers Resolution.
Sure.
Do you have any confidence that the Senate is going to follow the House's lead and actually pass this thing?
Possibly. However, the problem right now is we have different versions. So if the House version goes over to the Senate as it is, there's a possibility that they will pass it. There's some history there. And there's also some very angry senators that got torpedoed by Trump.
But those angry senators, we didn't see them show up this week on various amendments that they previously expressed anger about.
It's complex. However, the anger is there. They lost their job because of Trump. And the War Powers Resolution goes directly at Trump's ability, or his presumed ability, to wage war without Congress's approval. And so I think we're going to see some changes. I think it's very possible. Now, having done all of that, and the Senate does pass it, it goes to the president. You think he's going to sign it? No, but clearly it's a rebuke.
One of the things that we don't have to do is guess how Donald Trump feels about things. As you know, Congressman, on Thursday at 7:13 a.m., he tweeted yesterday in a meaningless vote, the House voted for bad Republicans and all of the Democrats, to limit my war powers. The four Republicans, that's a whole other story. They're grandstanders. They should be ashamed of themselves. MAGA President DJT. We were talking during the break that when are Republicans going to, when are the Republicans going to find their spine? When's the YOLO really going to YOLO? And you said after the primaries are over, the primaries aren't over, according to what I'm looking at, until September 15th. So we have a long time before that's possible.
It depends who's being primary.
Yeah.
Yes, probably the last primary is in September. But between now and then, there are critical primaries for Republicans who fear Trump. We've seen what Trump has been able to do. He's taken out 2 senators already and a couple of House members similarly. So there's fear. Clearly,
is
Trump
it fear to lose their jobs,
fear.
or are they worried about their physical safety?
Both.
Okay.
Both. There's no doubt about it. We know, members of Congress, that there is a physical safety problem out there. The MAGA extremists, they exist.
Yeah.
And they've been demonstrating outside the homes and offices in a way that creates fear, no doubt about it. Fear for your job, fear for your safety, and your family's safety.
Yeah. Congressman Garamendi, let me put up 2 headlines for you, starting with the New York Times headline from Monday. Hegseth strikes female and black Navy officers from promotion list. Hegseth recently blocked the promotions of 9 Navy officers who had been selected by a board of senior Navy admirals. 3 of the officers removed by Mr. Hegseth from the promotion list are women and 2 are black men. Now let's put up this headline from the Washington Post the very next day. On Tuesday, Pentagon hires convicted January 6 rioter for sensitive counterterrorism job. Yes, the team comprises of about 40 people, and its portfolio includes operations such as embassy security, personnel recovery, and hostage rescue. 2 people characterized the work as among the most delicate that the Pentagon performs. All positions, they said, require a top secret security clearance. What is Secretary Hegseth doing to the Department of Defense? Just in these 2 headlines alone seems to be contradictory.
Hegseth never should have been secretary. 1 vote. 1 senator who Hegseth actually lied to, said that if I get this job, I'm going to do all the good things. In fact, he has the job, and he has basically set about upsetting, destroying, in many ways, key parts of the Department of Defense. First of all, a name change? Oh, come on. As if that's the most important thing he did. But he is also firing key people at extremely important jobs. You just laid out those colonels who could and should have a star. They should become generals and admirals. Interesting group of people, women, minorities. He's gone after the women and minorities, woke, trying to rid the department of wokeism, which is basically And you just go, let's take a look at the American population. Yeah, they're majority white, just barely. But minorities of every part of this world are in America. They are capable, and we need them in the military. And by the way, more than 50% of the population are women.
In Iran, there are cabinet officials who have visited the Hill as of this week who are claiming that the war is over. Let's actually listen to that, and then I'll get your reaction.
Drew, you keep telling us how we're winning this war. The president keeps saying,
well, the war's over.
Completely annihilated. The war is not over.
If the war is over, I have a simple question. Who won?
First of all, epic fury is over, which is what you would consider the war. That operation is
So you
concluded.
agree it's a war, then?
No, those are hostilities.
Are we at war currently? That the conflict has been halted.
As a member of the House Armed Services Committee, is there anything that you have been presented in closed-door, maybe classified briefings that indicates that the war is over, halted, whatever language they're using?
What happened here is Trump chose to go to war without involving any of our allies and certainly not involving Congress. The result of that is he has put the United States into a very serious conflict and a quagmire in which getting out of that is going to be very difficult. Just start at the beginning of this war. The Strait of Hormuz was open. There were negotiations underway that were moving forward with regard to the nuclear enhanced uranium. Started the war. Where are we now? Strait of Hormuz is still closed. Yesterday or this morning in the Middle East, actions are taking place. Missiles are flying. Drones are in the air. And the war is not over. We're still stuck there. And we're going to be there for a while, at least it appears. There doesn't seem to be an off-ramp that Trump is willing to take, because an off-ramp is going to be embarrassing to him. We are in a mess. And how do we get out of there? It is the responsibility of the president and the Department of Defense to find a way out. It's not clear what that is. I remember, wasn't it Ukraine sitting in the White House, Zelensky, and Trump says, you don't have the cards. Well, America doesn't have the cards in this war. Who has the cards? Iran has the cards. They're the ones that control the straits. They're the ones that have blocked 20% of the world's oil from flowing. There are crises around the world. Countries in the Middle East, in the Pacific and in Europe that are suffering. And by the way, what's the cost of gas in the United States? Cost of diesel in California, about $8 a gallon now. I never should have bought that F-250 diesel engine.
No, sir. Congressman, you of course represent California. There's still counting going on from Tuesday. I want to play what President Trump said about why the counting is still going on. Listen to this.
The election was totally rigged. It was a rigged election, just like they're rigging the election right now, it looks like in California. Can you imagine? It's 4 days, and they still aren't even close to telling you who won. You know why? Because they're rigging the election. That's why.
We know the president's lying there, but how do you fight back, you and other Democrats around the country, as you head into 2026?
Put the facts on the table. California has a very rigorous way of determining whether a vote, a ballot, is appropriate. Every one of those mail-in ballots are checked. The signature is checked against the signature in the record. Where did it come from? All of that is checked and double-checked. It takes time to do that. And we're not talking about a handful. We're talking about millions of ballots. I don't know whether it was the number of voters in L.A. County are larger than the voters in 41 states.
Yeah.
So you just go, it takes time, and it's a very rigorous, careful process. At the end of it, yeah, it does take time. You know, I've been subject to that, waiting.
Yeah.
Did I win? Did I lose? And we're still in that situation. I'm okay in my district because the margins are there, but they're very tight elections. We do it properly, and we do it carefully. And we invite observers from Democrat, Republican, Independent to be standing by as all of this takes place. And I guess somebody from the Justice Department is going to be standing there. Fine. Watch what's going on. It is a process that provides a very significant level of assurance that it is all okay. What Trump wants is a rigged election in which he wins. Well, that's not going to happen in California. It's going to take a while, and you're going to have to just wait it out. We're accustomed to that. We accept the reality.
Here we are. California Congressman, thank you so much for joining us today. Up next, my exclusive sit-down with New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani.